Okay, let's take a look at the trailer for the 16th anniversary bundle. Though trailer seems like an odd word for it, given that the thing is 14 minutes long. One question buried in humanity: are we alone? Our generation is privileged to know the answer to that question. Captain Jonathan Archer.
In 2063, Zefram Cochrane broke the light speed barrier,
Yeah, I saw that
ushering in
movie.
a new era of human history. It was an era of exploration, an era of conflict, but ultimately, an era of hope. As we celebrate over 250 years of the United Federation of Planets, the Athen Prime Fleet Museum is proud to welcome 4 new starships to our Birth of the Federation exhibition. These 22nd century starships conquered the frontier, defended Earth, and established a new interstellar nation.
Those look really sick.
They are the Vulcan Surok class science destroyer, the Human NP class escort, the Andorian Kumari class battlecruiser, and the Human NV class multi-mission cruiser. Join us.
We've gotten to see these already.
The legacy of each of these incredible machines and the part they played in the earliest days of Federation history.
Human races in many... I didn't get to read that whole thing.
2151,
my brain farted. I'm sorry.
Both the Romulans and Vulcans were interstellar nations with powerful fleets and murky agendas. At the height of its power, the Vulcan High Command operated dozens of starships across several sectors. These ships were capable, long-range vessels.
The graphic design work in this is really cool. I'm digging this.
And powerful weapons. In 2151, the Surok-class science destroyer was the preeminent example of a Vulcan ship of the line. 24 of these ships were in service by the time Enterprise NX-01 took flight. And as the Vulcan High Command became more and more concerned with interstellar politics, most Suroks were recalled from independent research cruises to instead perform surveillance.
Is it going to do that in sector space with the little ring effects here?
A few Surok-class ships were assigned to Sol and the surrounding sectors. They carefully tracked humanity's technological and societal progress. They also built covert installations to observe both the Andorians and the Tellarites.
22nd century Vulcans, they're just always up to something.
Could adjust their power systems to improve their weapons output or increase their sensor capabilities. They were the ideal platform for intelligence gathering.
If Earth succeeds in outpacing Vulcan technology, we might find ourselves... I can't read that fast, guys.
Vulcans, after the dissolution of their high command, revealed the extent of the surveillance executed
well, you guys have a pause button. I don't.
Ships.
Well, I do, but it kind of screws with the recording.
Caused some outrage, as the Vulcans generally chose not to intervene when they witnessed Earth vessels under attack from pirates or otherwise in distress. When it came to the security of its freighters and colonies, Earth was on its own.
I'm not even going to try this time.
Well, there are eras of history where things seem static.
Oh, that's cool.
We used wind power to travel the seas for 1,000 years. But then oil and fission each created their own revolution.
Getting people involved from the stream punks, that's awesome.
Another century past that, we have yet another set of rapid revolutions, fusion, subspace, and then antimatter and dilithium. One breakthrough leads to another and another and another. Enabled by these advances and our insatiable curiosity, by the 22nd century, humanity was finally ready to go interstellar.
The people of Earth
they really were just like, let's make a documentary and
the stars. Despite early setbacks like the Terra Nova mission, an entire generation of humans, nicknamed boomers, were plowing the space lanes in low-warp freighters around Sol. But where there was commerce, inevitably, there was also piracy.
Is this the whole reason why the Orion Interceptor got added to Stowe? Is because they needed it for this movie? Or this documentary, whatever the heck they want to call it?
After repeated attacks on human shipping by opportunistic pirates, and with minimal assistance from Vulcan High Command, the United Earth government had to act. On October
Which I don't think we ever saw the Orions actually use.
The UE General Assembly passed the Ganges Resolution. This legislation funded the construction of 6 starships utilizing hulls from mothballed cargo ferries. These new ships would be designated NP-class escorts. The first NP-class starship, SS Ganges, launched with Warp 2.2 as its top cruising speed. Slow as that was, it was still fast enough to escort the lumbering ECS freighters making the Rigel.
That's true. Those ECS freighters could barely do Warp 1.
Starships were launched between 2125 and 2129. As Sol's orbital infrastructure matured, starship production accelerated. By the launch of NX-01 Enterprise in 2151, there were 19 NP-class escorts in service.
No,
More than I
by
would have
all
thought.
metrics, the MP couldn't compete with anything that the Vulcans had. In some ways, they were the perfect metaphor for Earth itself. Battered and primitive, but also resolute and versatile.
Despite their shortcomings, the MP-class escorts fulfilled their mission. Piracy against ECS ships declined drastically after the Ganges and sister ship Mekong both successfully propelled
spatial
Nausicaan
torpedoes
raiders on the RRE line. Thanks to the NP-class starships and their interstellar deployments, Starfleet had a small but growing cadre of professional spacefarers. This budding group was the seed that eventually grew into a true interstellar officer corps, sprouting such legends as Bryce Schumar, Erica Hernandez, and of course, Jonathan Archer.
Of course.
The Andorians were an unlikely ally for a united Earth. Long-standing rivals of the Vulcans, they had a reputation for suspicion and aggression. It was thanks to a mutual respect between Jonathan Archer and Thylek Shran that Earth and Andor found common cause. Archer and Shran laid the first bricks in the foundation of the idea that would become the United Federation of Planets.
Shran's reputation as a shrewd and aggressive warrior made him the manifestation of the Andorian martial ethos. As captain of the IGS Kumari, he
I was
commanded
not
the
expecting
pride of the Andorian Imperial.
costumes.
The
They
ship
really
was
went all
named
out with
after
this
the
thing.
first
That is
guys coming to
crazy.
circumnavigate Andoria, and the name had a long and celebrated legacy across Andoria's history.
The Kumari was the lead ship of its class.
I feel like
and one
this
of the
was
most
just
powerful
Thomas Maroney going like,
warships
I
in
want to
the
make a
sector.
documentary.
Over 300 meters long.
I want to make a
and
fake Star
bristling
Trek
with
documentary
phased particle
and
beams.
found an
The
excuse to do
Kumari-class
that
battlecruiser
with
was a
Stowe. That's
culmination of centuries of Andorian military
very
engineering
him.
and purpose-built to compete with advanced Vulcan ships like the Surok and Dakir. Unlike those Vulcan ships, which tended to operate alone, Kumari-class ships flew in hunting packs. They used their speed to execute a powerful alpha strike, unleashing fire
That's not
from
what those
pairs
sound
of
like.
ships simultaneously. Then they would blaze past the enemy before it had a chance to retaliate. This was an effective tactic, but such power came at a cost. Overcharged weapon and energy systems were brittle.
Brian,
and
you're
Kumari-class ships could not last long.
you got a
in
fire
prolonged
extinguisher or
engagement.
something? Like, come on, man.
However, the most impressive exploits of the Kumari class were a closely guarded secret for decades after the founding of the Federation. After the Romulans executed several devastating strikes against United Earth, it
Ouch.
became clear that they were an existential threat to both Earth and its new partners in the recently formed Coalition of Planets. Officially, Andoria stayed neutral during the Romulan War, but Shran and a few of his colleagues were still determined to help. Through some adroit legal fictions, they quietly established the sale of 3 Kumari-class battlecruisers to United Earth. These ships
So I
became
was
a
right about
squadron
this.
named
They
the
were
Stalking Makras.
they were Kumari ships just
They would
given to
even be
Earth or
painted in
sold to Earth.
Earth's Starfleet livery, but operated by crews of Andorian volunteers led by Shran.
Okay, so they were still led by
Makras
Andorian
performed
crews.
several
Interesting.
critical hit-and-run attacks on Romulan patrols between Earth and Romulus, opening the door for Earth's small fleet of Warp 5 ships to conduct decisive offensive operations crucial to the outcome of the war. But the strategic reach afforded by the NX-class ships would have been useless without logistical support from rear echelon ships like the NV multi-mission cruiser.
I keep still having the impulse to read these title cards, and I keep no, you already screwed it up twice. Don't do it again. Don't even try.
Earth returned its gaze to the stars. Starfleet's deployment of the MP-class escorts had been a success, and the United Earth government authorized the construction of a new class ship. The development of these ships, to be designated NV-class multi-mission cruisers, would supplement the ambitious plans for a fleet of fast and
I always hated the Sarajevo because they definitely just reused that model from an alien ship. I'm pretty sure that was like one of the Xindi ships originally, and then they just threw it. They just changed up some of the colors on it and made, oh, now it's an Earth ship.
The NV also carried twice as many shuttle pods and incorporated an experimental transporter for inorganic cargo. This extended capability was essential for building Earth's interstellar infrastructure quickly. By 2156, 7 NV-class cruisers were in service. 2 of them operated almost exclusively in and around the Sol system, while the other 4 were deployed on missions in neighboring sectors, helping establish new human colonies or executing goodwill missions with new allies like the Andorians and the Tellarites.
And for those of you asking where the heck the Tellarite Praetorium is, there it is, right there. We got to see it at least.
Starfleet Command had to do something it had never done before: prosecute an interstellar war, all without the help of its coalition allies. NX-class ships were recalled from their long-range survey missions to regroup at Earth and stage a counter-offensive. NP-class escorts, many in the process of decommissioning, were hastily refitted and redeployed. For their part, the NV-class starships served as crucial defensive units for human assets.
Still using spatial torpedoes. This is the refit. They would have been using photonic torpedoes at this point.
For strategic response and offensive operations.
Which, you know, aren't in the game yet.
NV-class starships,
though then again, they just look like photon torpedoes, so what's the point?
Intrepid played a crucial role in supplying
I have one of those
colonies. By maintaining Earth's logistical reach, the Intrepid and its sister ships gave Earth the strategic flexibility required to go on the offensive. Over the course of the war's 4 years,
those ears don't look very comfortable.
Starfleet vessels would see action. NV and MP ships all engaged Romulan birds of prey to mixed results. But it was Starfleet's attack on Charon, led by Jonathan Archer and the Enterprise, that finally won the war.
Not doing it. You can't make me. Already screwed it up 3 times.
The Enterprise and her sister ships received the lion's share of credit for ending the Romulan War and establishing the environment in which the nascent United Federation of Planets could eventually flourish. But they did not operate in a vacuum. For every Warp 5 ship pushing the boundaries of known
subspace
space,
buoy.
several NV and NP hulls supported.
Oh, it's cool. You get to see like the interior of the shuttle bay. This shot, that's cool.
For the Andorians and Vulcans, their societies drastically shifted during the tumultuous 22nd century. Their starships were their
they would have to, especially the Vulcans.
At the center of these events.
Guys were assholes
Ships
for
like
so
the
much of that
Surok
show.
And Kumari were both instruments of power, but also instruments of change. All 4 of these ships, the Vulcan Surok class science destroyer, the Starfleet MP class escort, the Andorian Kumari class battlecruiser, and the Starfleet NV-class multi-mission cruiser.
And we're just gonna forget about the Takir.
Through which early common bonds of kinship were forged. On these ships, thousands of beings braved the unknown, faced impossible odds, and had the faith of the heart required to create a future for all of us to boldly reach any star we dared to wish on.
16th anniversary Enterprise Starship Bundle. There's all the new stuff. That was the Adaleth. That was the Adaleth. Oh, okay. So I guess now we know what the other ship is. It's a smart choice. So yeah, that is the well, not really a trailer. This is basically a mini documentary that they made for the 16th anniversary bundle. But yeah, these are going to be the ships that are going to be included in the bundle, and this is the first time I'm seeing that the Adaleth has been announced, which that is a smart choice to be made as one of the bundle exclusives for this bundle, because that ship has the starship trait that is the extender for beam overload, which has not been made in account unlock at all until now, apparently, which that's a smart choice. Yeah, these are the 24th and 25th century skins on the NP, the NV, the Surok, and the Kumari. Sorry, my brain is shutting off apparently. Plus, the bundle comes with the NX-01 and the unique Drexler class skin for the NX-01 that will be usable on any version of the NX class that is currently available in the game. But yeah, the bundle is live right now on PC. I'm going to get into doing a first impressions review of the bundle and then get to work on doing hands-on reviews. It's going to be a busy couple weeks, so bear with me. But yeah, let me know what you thought of this announcement down below in the comments. And while you're down there, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. If you're ever shopping on the Epic Game Store, please be sure to use my content creator code STU1701. These things really help out me on the channel, and I really do appreciate it. Either way, though, thank you so much for watching. My name's Stu, and I will see you guys next time.